Hello everybody, welcome back to the Robert Cheeke Show. I'm your host, Robert Cheeke, where your personal best happens every day. So let's talk about vegan bodybuilding. We haven't talked about it in a while. I've been, well, for a couple of reasons, I guess. I've been really talking about my personal development stuff lately. I've been on a personal development speaking tour for the past 2 years. You know, I've been working on a lot of projects involved in that industry. Personal development industry, self-help, motivation, you know, whatever you want to call it. That's what I've been involved in for quite a while now. And of course, vegan bodybuilding is a huge part of my life. That's how I got into all this motivational stuff and inspirational and personal development stuff in the first place. And another reason is I've taken a break. I competed 5 times this year. 4 shows, and in 1 show I was in 2 divisions. So 5 times this year I was up on stage doing my thing. Again, for those who've been following, I was first place in 1, second place in another, and then 5th, and then 3rd, and then 7th. So, you know, up and down, but pretty good year. I mean, top 3, 3 times? I think 3 out of those 5 times. So not bad, not bad. And a lot of people have been asking questions lately. You know, I started this veganbodybuilding.com fan page on Facebook. Over 2,000 members joined in a month. I mean, phenomenal success. It's been awesome. I mean, there's only 2,000 to 3,000 members of my website, veganbodybuilding.com, our interactive forum. You know, so this Facebook thing is just really taken off because, as you can see, you know, someone becomes a fan, it shows up on someone else's page, so-and-so became a fan, and it just, you know, it trickle up and people join. It's been great. So anyway, I'm still getting a lot of questions about vegan bodybuilding, and I'm happy to answer those, although obviously I'm a lot smaller than I once was, and there's a reason for that, and that's one of the things I want to talk about. I talk about consistency all the time. When I'm talking about success, achievement, personal fulfillment, all of that stuff, it comes down to not just creating a vision, but being consistent with that so that you can adapt, improve, succeed, and then share that success, lift others up, inspire others, become a role model, and go from there. So it's this whole system, this mathematical equation that I came up with, that I talk about, and that I write about. But I want to talk about consistency for a moment, because when I was consistent this year, I didn't miss a workout for 6 months. I mean, I just never missed a workout. I was just in there 5 days a week or 6 days a week, but I never went less than that. It was never less than 5 days in a 7-day period. Never took more than 2 days off in a row, and never less than 5 days in a month in the gym for 6 months. What was the result? Well, the result was I started in the 170-pound range because, you know, I'd taken a break from bodybuilding, got back into it, got up to 195 or so, 194, and had some great success. Competing, had some great photos done, some good photo shoots. I got pretty strong. I mean, I was pressing 325 on decline bench with a little bit of help. But I was, you know, I was using 110-pound dumbbells. I got pretty solid. My legs were coming out, 900-pound leg press, and you could see deep cuts in my quads and veins all throughout my legs. And, you know, it was a great time as a bodybuilder. Sure, I wasn't real massive still. You have to remember where I come from, being the 120-pound kid and 150 pounds when I started getting into weightlifting. But, you know, we all know that backstory. But, you know, 195 isn't real big, but it was still pretty solid for me. And that consistency is what led to all that success. Just day in and day out, hammering it and nailing it, doing everything I needed to do to get there. And what happens when you break that consistency? Well, I mean, this is what happens. You know, not a lot of muscle there anymore. I don't know if you can even see if I even try to flex. But I'm not, you know, I'm not embarrassed about it because I know what to do to fix it and what to do to get back to where I was or where I want to be. So anyway, that's what happens. Sometimes we ask all these questions, right? I got my computer right there. I'm sitting at kind of my desk office here. And I get a lot of questions, you know, how do I achieve this? Or how can I accomplish this? Or what foods to eat? Or how can I gain weight, lose weight, gain muscle? All these different things. And a lot of it comes down to, what are you really doing? I mean, don't tell me you work out 5 days a week if you don't. And I know that it's hard to do because I did that for 6 months, never missed a workout, and I was really there 5 days a week. Not just the days I felt like it, not just the days I wanted to, or the days that it was convenient, or when I didn't have to work extra time or do stuff with my family or travel. I was in there day in and day out no matter where I was. Even if it was 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast, when I just flew into Florida, or whatever the case is, I was there. I was doing it because I knew what results I wanted to achieve and what it took to get there. So we have to be consistent, we have to be honest with ourselves, we have to be accountable. So we ask a lot of these questions, how do I do this, how do I do that? Well, the answer is basic. What are you really doing? Don't lie. I mean, what are you really doing? And that's important. And that's where keeping a journal and really keeping track of things plays a big factor. Because sometimes we think we're doing something that we're really not. We focus on the positive things. We focus on the things we want to remember. You know, all the times we did work out, all the personal records or personal best lifts that we got, all that stuff is what we focus on. And really what we're doing is we are taking a lot of breaks, or we're not pushing ourselves, or we're not eating appropriately. And then our results stagnate, they plateau, they decline, you know, and we wonder why. So I know exactly why I'm like 172 pounds or something, haven't stepped on a scale, kind of afraid to. I know exactly why I'm 25 pounds less than I was just a couple months ago, because I took a break. I mean, come on, 6 months of never missing a workout, I needed to take a break physically, psychologically, emotionally, mentally, and I had some major projects I've been working on. I mean, setting like record sales for the company I work for and all these different things, doing a lot of personally fulfilling things. I needed to take that break to free up that time and channel my focus. And also, to be honest, it wasn't a #1 priority anymore. It dropped to like 3 or 4. And that's okay, but I acknowledge that, and I know why results went the way they did. And as soon as I put bodybuilding for myself, vegan bodybuilding, back up there as #1 or 2 of my priority list, boom, success goes up. You know, and sure, I can maintain that if I want to throughout the whole year. The thing is, there's so many things that I want to do and that I am involved in, as many of you know. And so to balance all that, so I had my bodybuilding success this year. It was great, it was phenomenal. I had a great time, and I'll get back to it when the time is right. Right now I'm having a lot of success in other things, like creating money so then I can do, you know, the things I need to do, support the lifestyle so I can contribute in greater ways. All that stuff's important. All that stuff's important, and I didn't do a very good job of those things as I was excelling at bodybuilding. You can talk about balance and all that all you want, and I think that's a good thing. But anyway, the idea is sometimes we have a lot of these specific questions. How much protein, how much this, how much that, and those are very helpful. But more important than anything is how we're applying it, and if we're applying it. We have to apply ourselves to give ourselves a fighting chance. If we don't, we have no room for excuses. We own our excuses. We look in the mirror and see our excuse every single time we look in the mirror. That's our excuse if we're not doing what we really need to be doing. So when people ask you what you're doing, you know, be honest. If you're only training 2 or 3 days a week, you can't expect to see the results of someone who's training 5 or 6 days a week. If your intensity isn't up here where it needs to be and it's down here, you can't expect to get the results of someone else who has their effort so high, met with intensity, coupled with drive and dedication and passion, and boom, success happens. So we can talk about some more specifics, what foods to eat and training exercises and levels of intensity and reps and sets and rest periods and frequency, and we can talk about that. In fact, I will in a future video. We'll talk about that. But today's message is do what you really have to do to get there, and don't make excuses about it. Be consistent, be accountable, and don't make excuses. Because if we want to get where we're going, we've got to put in the work. Nothing breeds success like hard work. Effort matters, so you should care about it. Anyway, I'm actually heading to the gym soon, 3rd day back. I took 2 months off, and I'm okay with that because I did a lot of awesome stuff, which you'll see soon. You'll hear about it. You'll read about it. Really cool stuff. Really fulfilling things the last couple of months, and now I'm getting back in the gym. So got my vegan bodybuilding shirt on, kind of get the mindset back, get my swagger back, brush my shoulder off, and get myself in the gym and throwing weights around again. So thanks for watching the Robert Cheeke Show, where your personal best happens every day. Now get out there and hammer it and nail it until you get it. And don't make excuses. Make sure you're really doing it. All right? Thanks. Bye.